Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI Talk. Ich bin bei der internationalen Edelmetallmesse in München, die ja jedes Jahr Anfang Oktober stattfindet. Und da versuche ich natürlich immer interessante Gesprächspartner zu finden. Neben mir ist Robert Eadie, er ist der CEO von Starcore und er wird uns jetzt einmal ein bisschen was über die Company erzählen. Ist nicht das erste Interview, das heißt, schauen Sie sich einmal die alten Sachen an und ja, schauen wir mal, was Neues gibt. Robert, thank you to have time. We are now in sunny Munich. That's really unusual in November. Normally we have fog, so we're sunny. Hopefully you have a great time too.
Thank you.
Here too. Besides, you get a ticket from the Austrian toll thing. That's a bad thing, but. Yeah, you're coming up with some news, and I was a little bit surprised, but not surprised in general. Last Monday you're coming up that you fire all the people from your Altiplano plant.
So, Joe, really somebody put it very, what we say succinctly in English. They encapsulated what Starcore is. And what Starcore is executing a business plan in the mining industry. We're not a lottery ticket. So over the past 11 years, you got consistency. You see, we execute, we put to our bottom line to the best we can. Altiplano, we've been at a year and a half, and there's no performance. So I have a separate management team running that, and now we've taken it back over with people from the mine, and that'll be turned around. But that's my attitude, that's my way. In each of the divisions in Starcore or projects, the management executes the business plan, or I execute the management, or execute them out of the company, not execute them. So that's the case with Altiplano. Altiplano is supposed to be the cash machine for Starcore to do other things. And
this is a kind of toll milling?
It's a toll processing facility. We buy concentrates, we process it, we pour doré bars, and from that we make a percentage of money or profit on it. And we charge a fee to process the per ton material. So the idea of that was to generate income for Starcore to do other things within the mining capacity.
Okay, this is Altiplano. You get through Altiplano through acquisition. And acquisition is my next question. You are always active in the acquisition area. And especially you bought some Moly-Projects in the past, very cheap price. So you use the low valuation of the market to create value for the shareholders, that you buy some stuff cheap and sell it then to higher portion.
Correct.
You sell, I think it was this year, you sell one project for 13 million?
9.7 US dollars. And that was a mining property which that the city told us would no longer be a mining property, but we had a power permit and a water permit there. So we changed over a 6-year period and a $750,000 investment in lawyers, developers, surveyors. We changed the permit from industrial to residential. And so then I sold it for 9.7.
So they built now houses on it?
Yeah, houses on it.
Great.
We rehabilitated the mine. It was underground, so we filled it up and sealed it off and replanted trees and everything, and now they make it into houses.
Great. So it's also great for a company. Then now you sit on a lot of cash.
No, if we go back a bit, we had 4.5 million in a bond.
Yes.
And we had $1 million to an industry partner, so we paid all that off.
Yeah, but it means also that the balance sheet looks much stronger than 1 year ago.
Yes.
So
we're always around. My goal is to always have around 5 million in the bank, a minimum. So for acquisition or for whatever we want to do.
Do you see some acquisition coming up?
We're always reviewing acquisitions, and so recently at the mine we've had a few quarters of poor production. Again, we replaced not total management there, but one person. We appointed a new COO, which is named Salvador Garcia. He's a Mexican engineer. He was vice president for Goldcorp Mexico of operations. He was CEO of First Majestic, and First Majestic has 5 or 6 mines. So it's a person who has operational experience, which the Starcore's never had. So what that gives me is a depth of management to seriously look at acquisitions. And now he's taken over all the operations in Mexico. He's made some changes as well. I think that Starcore, I met with the board of directors. I told them this is the new chapter of Starcore coming. So Altiplano will turn around, start making money.
So that's mean also from the operation and Altiplano we can expect in the next 6 to 12 months a good development. So it's just go in the right direction.
You can expect a great development.
Okay.
I've, how do you say, been reinvigorated about my business plan. And when you add management that makes it capable of being able to make those changes and to feel strong about the mine, the development in the mine, about Altiplano processing, there'll be a number of developments in the next 6 to 12 months that'll make shareholders very happy, and it'll make them feel very rewarded that they've either been previous investors or new investors.
Moly-Projekt. You bought this Moly-Projekt a few years ago for really not nothing, that's not the correct word,
right.
But it's...
For pennies on the dollar.
For pennies on the dollar?
Correct.
Okay, Moly is still not the commodity or the flavor of the month, I must say. But what is the development with this project?
We really just maintain it. It's care and maintenance. Mm-hmm. And it's always been for sale. Mm-hmm. It's public knowledge it's for sale. I expect that should... Base metals have started to move. Copper started to move. Other base metals. So people are in that space, recognize that they're moving, and so there has been some interest in the project. There has been no offers or anything for sale, but I am actively talking to people about the sale of the project. We have no interest in Moly.
Yeah, that was the general idea when you bought it.
We bought it as an investment. Yeah. If I can turn, in a few years, remember I'm executing a business plan in the mining industry. In a few years, if I can turn a profit of 200%, I'm very happy with that, to give cash into the company.
Come to the point, how can Starcore looks in 3 years from now?
In 3 years from now, speaking hypothetically, because I can for sure, I would say that it has 3 or 4 projects, is producing plus 100,000 ounces of gold, and probably has 1 or 2 plants that are processing concentrates for other people, or other types of minerals. Again, the door is open. We look at projects on a merit basis. We're going to focus on Mexico as we have been. That's where our real strength is. And I see a lot of opportunity coming for us.
And my feeling is a little bit when I look at the market itself and I look at the price of the commodity, gold for example. Gold had this year a good run, not a beautiful run, but a good run.
Yes.
But then you look at the stock prices of the most gold stocks. Okay, for sure, there always are some stocks that are running well, but for the most stocks, it looks terrible.
It hasn't been a good year on the equity side. And in discussing with industry, not peers, but professionals of bigger companies, they go and speak with the funds, and they go to New York, they go all over Europe. And what they're telling me is that there is no new money coming into the space. There's money being made in the space and taken out of the space, and very little investment back in as far as, overall capital injected. So I think that on the equity side, even my own portfolio hasn't performed.
What must happen that money comes back? What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. It's maybe the cycle takes a little longer than what people want it to. So the want of a cycle and an actual cycle are two different things. Many people want their portfolio to perform faster than the reality is. That the age we're in today, this is my own personal feeling, was we get news very quickly. And we want more news quickly. We want performance quickly. We want everything fast. So when we paid a dividend a few years ago, the investor relations department was very happy because people were very happy. And I said, enjoy it for 2 weeks. And it lasted about 2.5 weeks, and people said, what's next? And so we're in that period, or that's where we are in the world, I feel. And it's not how real business works. It doesn't work that way. It takes... when you appoint someone new to a company, it takes 6 months for them to get adjusted and to find their space, and really be able to make meaningful change. So I like your question, 6 to 12 months, because that's realistic. If you ask me this quarter, well, it's not realistic. You start a quarter and that's 12 weeks. That's 12. Sure. That's 12 Mondays.
Yeah,
that's it.
No, that's
right.
It.
So give me 25 Mondays or 52 Mondays, and I can tell you I can make serious change in that time. Okay. So it's a time frame, and so Starcore, I would look at it as a company that's executing a business plan, and it's not a lottery ticket. And we have 11 and a half years of a track record to prove that. You can see that management and the team have consistently done what's best for shareholders as far as acquisitions or lack of acquisitions, because making an acquisition is, it's a serious step forward, and management better be sure that they know what they're doing. We've had mistakes at the plant and things, and in mining those add up very fast. So I think that either an acquisition or a lack of acquisition and the company not blowing the cash, I think it's also a very good thing.
Yeah. No, I'm absolutely right. And when you do something, you make also sometimes bad decision. Yes. But it's better to make some decision than you make no decision.
Yeah, or pressure from what your anticipation or the market's anticipating in order to take called a lottery ticket. We could acquire 5 projects tomorrow in Mexico. Next question comes, how are you going to fund all the exploration on it?
Yeah, for sure.
And then what, you're going to go to the market and dilute and raise money?
And that's what is not that what the shareholders want.
As a shareholder, and it's public knowledge, I was buying a few weeks ago because I think that it's the right time, and I put together a list of what I call my wish list, because we're coming into tax loss selling.
That's the point.
So November, December, I think that November and December are going to be great months, and I think by March and April you're going to see 30-40% in returns on certain stocks, on the equities. Take Scotiabank, for example. They just sold their whole natural resource sector to some Asian investment company or division of the Chinese government. So they came in and they sold all the equities that Scotia had in these small funds. Didn't talk to the companies, didn't do anything, just sold it.
Great.
And so it reminds me, go back a few years, like 3-4 years ago, it reminds me of the same period. So people come in and they get bored, so they sell, or it gets sold, and it's, the fund gets sold.
But these are the best times for buying opportunities. Bottom fishing.
I think right now is, and particularly this year, I think November and December are going to be great.
I hope you are right.
No, I think it's be great for buying, and then so if you have to wait till March, April to take, say, 30-40% profit and take it, I think this is, in this 6 months period, is the right time for it.
Robert, thank you for the update. I think it was a good one. Ja, also Update, Starcore, wissen wir mal, er hat es zweimal gesagt, Starcore ist kein Lotterieticket. Starcore hat einen Businessplan und den exekutiert sie. Natürlich sind nicht alle Entscheidungen, die sie treffen, gut, das liegt in der Natur der Sache, aber besser, man trifft Entscheidungen, als man macht gar nichts. Er hat zum Beispiel bei Altiplano, das ist ein Projekt, ist ein Toll-Milling-Projekt, das sie übernommen haben vor 2 Jahren, haben sie das ganze Management-Team ausgewechselt. Er hat auch bei seiner Mine ein paar schlechte Quartale gehabt. Er hat jetzt einen neuen Manager dort, der von First Majestic Gold Corp kommt. Er hat gesagt, der hat so nie so ein gutes Tiefe gehabt vom Management-Team, also so ein starkes Management-Team, und er will jetzt das dementsprechend auch dann nutzen. Er glaubt, dass wir eine fantastische 6 bis 12 Monate vor uns haben von der Entwicklung der Projekte, der Entwicklung der Minen, beziehungsweise auch Toll-Milling-Projekte. Ich habe ihn dann gefragt, was macht er denn was erwartet er für die nächsten 3 Jahre oder so. Natürlich ist das alles hypothetisch, ist klar, kann man nicht annehmen, was es jetzt tatsächlich ist, aber er sagt halt, es ist für ihn ganz klar, dass sie dann mehrere Operations haben, vielleicht sogar 2 Toll-Milling-Minen, die sie betreiben, dass er jenseits von 100.000 Unzen im Jahr produziert, weil es halt einfach ein Execution-Plan ist. Ich habe dann auch über das Moly-Projekt gesprochen. Moly-Projekt, das haben sie gekauft aus Investment, das wollen sie natürlich auch wieder verkaufen. Es war wieder die Industrie. Die Industriemetalle haben jetzt angefangen zu steigen, allen voran Kupfer, und Moly ist halt einfach irgendwann in der Reihenfolge dran und er will daraus einfach Geld machen. Sie haben auch das in diesem Jahr ein Projekt verkauft, wo die Gemeinde gesagt haben, das ist nicht mehr länger ein Minengebiet, haben das über die letzten 6, 7 Jahre umgewandelt, dass dort Häuser gebaut werden können. Das heißt, sie haben die Mine aufgeschüttet, sie haben dort Pflanzen, also Bäume gepflanzt und so weiter. Und jetzt kann es genutzt werden, oder haben sie es dann verkauft für 9,7 Millionen US-Dollar, um Häuser dort zu bauen. Also so kann man auch Business machen und das ist eigentlich ganz interessant. Und wir haben dann jetzt zum Schluss sehr viel über den Markt gesprochen. Er sagt, er hat jetzt schon seine Wunschliste zusammengeschrieben von Firmen, die jetzt in der Tax-Loss-Selling-Season, November, Dezember, normalerweise wieder unter Druck kommen, weil sie einfach eine schlechte Performance haben, die wir kaufen. Und er will es dann im Frühjahr, so März oder sowas, wieder mit 30-40% Profit verkaufen. Do you can say some names on your wish list from the Tax-Loss-Selling? Aside maybe
the name off the top of my head isn't coming, but NM is the symbol, okay. And that's the one that I wanted to introduce you to. They're in Nevada. Okay. The management team's all very accomplished, okay. And Doug Hurst is the chairman of the company, and he's a very solid developer, solid scientist, and they've got money in the bank, $3.5 million. They start drilling in January. Everything around them are 5 million ounce deposits, and it's in Nevada, and so it's around 89 cents, 90 cents Canadian. Mm-hmm. And one of the things when you look at prices of stock is some of them are undervalued, some of them are at a fair value, and the information that's out there is excellent information. So for that one, you can look at the information and that's out there, and it's great information. They're non-promotional. They put the information out, which is based on solid science. Mm-hmm. But I'll come back to you with my list when I get to it. I'm going to work the next few days on it, and okay. I'll send it to you. But NM is the symbol, okay. And it's one of my top picks right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. Also NM, das Symbol, schauen Sie nur das an, das ist einer seiner Topics aus und er wird mir in den nächsten Tagen auch noch seine Wunschliste zuschicken, die werde ich Ihnen natürlich dann selbstverständlich veröffentlichen. Das war's von Robert Eadie, Starcore. November 2017 sind wir schon von der Internationalen Edelmetallmesse in München. Tschüss und Baba. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.